Hi, I'm Dr. Lori Pash, and welcome to the discussion about ELT Task 8. I'm here to take you through the task, explain some of the directions, and hopefully give you some insight on how to make this task the best it can be. ELT Task 8 is one of your PCE tasks. This task must be done in your PCE placement with a child in grades 1 through 4. So when you do this task, please make sure to have the classroom teacher observe you and sign the summary task list to indicate that you've completed the task in your PCE placement. This task requires you to do a retelling with the child. So what we're doing here is we are assessing a child's comprehension. So you're going to select a text for reading. You can do it, the student can do it, it doesn't matter. Pick a book. Ask yourself if the book is fiction or nonfiction, and you'll select the appropriate rubric and scoring form. One's labeled fiction and one's labeled nonfiction. And then tell the student that they're going to be retelling a story after reading it. The student's going to read the text and then ask him or her to tell you everything that he or she can remember about the text. I highly recommend that you tape record the child's retelling, because if this task doesn't pass and you have to go back and tweak some things, you're going to need that child's information of what he or she said to be able to do that. As the child is retelling, please take notes about what the student is doing as he or she is retelling the story. And then sometimes the child needs prompted. Sometimes, they need is there anything else you can tell me before they're done retelling the story. After the retelling, there are guided questions on the retelling form. Please record the student responses on those forms. So now that you've had the child retell you the story, you are going to score their comprehension and analyze where they are. So you're going to use the comprehension summary form. On that rubric, you are going to indicate whether the child scored a 3, a 2, a 1, a 0 in those boxes, and indicate where the child fit in your opinion. That will complete the scoring rubric. Make sure that you use the appropriate retelling rubric and scoring form. So now that we've analyzed the child's comprehension, the task asks you to think about, what did you think personally about this task? One thing to remember is when you write this up in a separate Word document, you want to talk about what you learned about conducting a retelling, the benefits of it, the drawbacks of it. What would you change if you were ever to do this retelling again? Please remember to include an explanation of your opinion of using a rubric with this. That's probably the number one thing that people forget about this task. Here, when you're writing up your opinion about this task, include what you thought of the use of the rubric. So now we know how the child comprehends text and is able to retell text. So now let's think about some kind of a comprehension skill that we could target to help maybe improve the child's comprehension, remediate something that needs remediated. So you're going to look at that rubric and identify some comprehension skill that you would target for this child based on what the child did during the retelling. You're going to justify your choice and then explain 2 ways you could work on that in the classroom. So for example, let's say your student told the story completely out of order. Well, based on that information, I would say that that particular child could benefit from some sequencing activities. And some things to do in the classroom would be to do a story map, or maybe do some sequencing cards in the classroom to have the child physically sequence the story in front of him. So a skill based on the rubric, and then 2 things you could do in the classroom. So I hope that told you a little bit about Task 8 and gave you a good head start on what we need to do for this task. I am one of the course mentors. My name is Lori Pash, and Kay Vanderberg is the other course mentor in ELT, and we are both willing to help you with whatever questions and anything you need. Please feel free to reach out. We do have a common inbox. It's teachinglanguagearts@wgu.edu. Thanks for listening.